Let's take a look at how to maximize the survivor benefit for Social Security. Previous videos talked about the restricted application and its use, and the limitation that a restricted application can only be used now if you're born January 1st, 1954 or before, and that was due to some 2015 Social Security regulations that were implemented. The good news about the regulations is that they didn't negatively impact survivors, so they didn't want to negatively impact the survivor benefit. And so they still allowed an individual who has a survivor benefit to switch from their own to a survivor benefit later on, or to start with a survivor benefit and switch to their own later on. So the ability to switch from own to survivor or vice versa was not impacted negatively by having to be born in a particular year or by a particular year. So let's look at the goal when you have both your own benefit and a survivor benefit. And the strategy that you're going to use is a little dependent on the exact circumstances of which is higher. So what's the goal? The goal is to take extra money from Social Security while increasing a benefit through delayed credits or through waiting. So what is strategy one? Strategy one would be you could take the survivor benefit now and then switch later on when your own benefit has grown to be much more at a later date. It is also possible, using strategy 2, that the survivor benefit is higher than your own benefit. And so you could take your own benefit now, and then once the survivor benefit is, we should back up and say, you can take your own benefit now. Let's take a look at how to maximize survivor benefit. Even though the 2015 law changes impacted individuals trying to use a restricted application in which they would start with one benefit and switch to another benefit later when it's higher, one of the positive pieces of the legislation was that they did not take away the ability for survivors to switch from a survivor benefit to their own or vice versa by having to be born by a particular time or by a particular year. So that is a positive thing. They didn't want to negatively impact individuals who were widows or widowers. So our goal is to obtain extra money from Social Security while increasing the benefit we eventually take by either delaying or through delayed credits. Which of the two strategies you see here would be more appropriate will depend on the circumstances in play, which benefit, own versus survivor, is higher. So strategy 1 would be one in which your own benefit by waiting will be higher than the survivor benefit. In that case, you would take the survivor benefit first, and then by delaying, you're able to switch to your own benefit, which has grown to be higher by the delayed credits. Keep in mind, when I delay my own, it's going to grow by 8% plus cost of living increases after full retirement age. Strategy 2 is the survivor benefit may be higher than your own. And in that case, to get 100% of the survivor benefit, we would have to wait until our full retirement age. So you could take your own benefit early, before full retirement age, and then switch to the survivor benefit once you've reached full retirement age. At that point, you'll get 100% of the survivor benefit. And once again, this can be done at any time. It's not based upon the year that you were born. Let's give an example for June. So June has her own benefit, which is higher. than her survivor benefit. So she plans to wait on her own benefit till she's 70, but she could get additional income along the way. So once she stops working at age 66, which is her full retirement age, she claims 100% of her survivor benefit, and for 4 years, she ends up getting some extra money while waiting on her own. Let's take a look at that. June survivor benefit, she'd get $1,750 a month from 66 to age 70, and then her own benefit was higher because she delayed and waited, and at 70 she could switch and get about $1,000 more per month at that point from her own benefit.